I'm doing a video real quick just because I cannot stand Sprint. So 18 months ago, it was like June or whatever of 2016, we got Sprint, right? We decided that we just wanted to, basically my phone shattered. I wanted a new phone. We didn't have the money, it was right there to pay straight up cash like we did the first time. So we got a contract with Sprint. They said if you get these phones, one would be a monthly plan of like 30 some dollars a month for 18 months. The other phone to be free for 18 months. They specifically said, because I asked several times, do we own the phones at the end of the 18 months? They said yes, but at 12 months you can turn the phone in and get an upgrade. And I was like, okay, well, that's dumb. I'm just going to keep the phone for the extra 6 months and own the phones instead of turning them in and keep paying. So we've been making this. They called us back 12 months into the contract, and they offered deals. And when I was on the phone with one of them, they even asked me, "Do you want to turn in your phones and get an upgrade to this phone or this phone or this phone, whatever they were?" And I said, "No, because in 18 months, which I believe is December, I will own my phones. That way, my phone bill will drop." And he was like, "Yes, but right now you can get a new phone. What better way now? You could turn this and get the iPhone X or whatever it was." And I was like, I'll think about it. I'll talk to my wife, and we decided no, we're just gonna wait. Well, our bill went up. Mind you, it's December, so our bill went up. It was supposed to go down, like $40. So I'm like, what's going on? So we call them. They said there is no 18-month pay and own your phone deal. And I was like, what do you mean? They specifically told us. They said, at the time that we signed our contract, there was no payment things to eventually own your phone with Sprint. All it was lease. And I told them, I'm like, literally, that's what I was told. Now, granted, I didn't read the fine print of the contract that signed, like nobody does. But this is something that I was told. And then not only was I told it, I talked to somebody who was trying to sell me an upgrade, and they said the same thing. So what am I supposed to think? I'm thinking my phone. I'm supposed to own my phones now, and my phone bill's going down. Instead, it goes up $40. So guess what? Fuck Sprint. It's ridiculous. So I call AT&T, trying to see if they got any good deals. Because now I don't own my phone. So regardless, we're saying screw you, Sprint. We need to go with somebody else. Sprint's coverage is terrible, anyways, especially where I'm from. I live in North Carolina, so. But I decided I was going to go with AT&T because they are good. Government cell phones work fine. They all operate off of AT&T. So I called them and they were like, "Yeah, we got a holiday thing right now where we can get you two phones for free with a contract. All you got to do is pay the taxes up front." I'm like, hell yeah, that's amazing. So they were like, "Okay, what phones do you want?" Well, I said for my wife, the iPhone is it XS or SX Max, and I got just the regular one because I don't like big phones. And we went through the whole entire process. The woman was obviously training because she would I'd ask her a question, and you would hear it go like really quiet, so she probably muted me, and then she'd come back with an answer. And a couple of times, then it finally came out. I was like, "How much is my bill going to be?" They said $215 a month, and I'm like, "Holy crap, that's more than I'm paying at Sprint. Like, why would I even switch?" And she's like, "Well, because we trying to think about this." She said because she said don't forget about the $20 off per month for having auto pay. And I'm like, okay, so now we're down to $195. The bill's still about $45 ish more than Sprint. So what? Then I was paying on Sprint before it went up. So why should I switch to you guys? This isn't making sense to me. You also told me that the phones are free, and she's like, "No, I told you that we were having a special during the holidays. It just ran out." I'm like, literally at the beginning of this conversation, you told me you had a special. If you wouldn't have said two free phones, I wouldn't have decided to choose the two most expensive cell phones you guys sell. And she goes on, and she gets the bill. She says, then I mentioned that, do you have any military discounts? And she was like, "Oh, yo, you're military?" Which I mentioned earlier in the conversation. She's like, "Yo, we can actually save you $40 on that." And I'm like, "Oh, that's legit." But this is how I knew she was training, because I heard the guy next to her say it, and then she repeated it. So now I got $20 off for auto pay, $40 off for being military, which I have not seen in writing So I wrote down the time, I wrote down who I was talking to, wrote down every information I could, and if they try to say that I got to pay that, I got it on recording saying that's what I'm doing, and that's the only reason why I signed the contract. So my bill should be down to 155 plus taxes and fees at the end of it, so it shouldn't be more than like 165. But and I had to pay $140 up front or something like that for taxes on the phones. Overall, not a bad deal, but it's still I got to pay 30 months on these phones, and then I own them. Well, to be completely honest, we all know this. In 30 months, the iPhone XS is or whatever it is going to be completely out of date. I personally do not have an issue with that. If I mean, I had an iPhone 5 SE 18 months ago, which was at that point the iPhone 7 was the newest one, so it was like two years later, 2 years old or whatever. This one will be 2 years, 4 months, 6 months, 2.5 years. So it won't be too bad. It's just a little frustrating. It's like these companies will do everything in their power to screw you over. And I understand that they're business; they gotta make money. And if I had the money right now, I'd just buy the cell phones up front and do their monthly prepaid thing. Like it's like $45 for unlimited everything. But Sprint sucks. Don't ever use them. Coverage sucks. It's too expensive. They screwed me over, which I'm sure they'll screw you guys over too. And they said that we didn't even buy it. We didn't even get the contract through Sprint. We got it through a third party, which isn't true. We got it from a Sprint store right down the street. If it's a franchise, that's one thing. It's not a third party though. If it says Sprint on the building, I got it from Sprint. I was told this information from Sprint. If I went to a Best Buy and I got it through service through Sprint, I don't even know if they do that, or a Radio Shack if those still exist. Yeah, I get it. That's a third party, but this isn't a third party. This building had Sprint on the door. It's a Sprint store, so it's them. I don't know. Really frustrated. Happy New Year. I'm posting this on New Year's Eve. Probably be posted around, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock on New Year's Eve. I hope you guys watch and enjoy this, and just know to never buy Sprint. Never do anything with Sprint. I hope they go out of business. Yeah, just like, comment, and subscribe. I'll do a little weight loss thing tomorrow for New Year's Day, and I got something coming in the near future, politically based. And we'll see what's going on. All right, have a good one. Subscribe.